Hello, boys and girls. My name is Yoshi. Welcome back to my blind playthrough finale of Detective Pikachu Returns for Switch. If you're wondering why we're starting here, that's because we didn't get a chance to save in the previous episode, so we're taking a risk by not saving, but I doubt the game's gonna crash at any point. And at any rate, it probably auto-saves before most parts anyway, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah, we had a bombshell drop to that, basically, evil Mr. Murloc became Deoxys, and then Deoxys is now fighting Mewtwo and all sorts of shenanigans, and at any rate, everyone might just get trapped and probably die here if we're not careful. And we left off on this text box because this finally gave me a chance to pause without pressing plus to actually save. Anyways, Battle from the others will be safe with Rachel. Now I gotta focus on saving Pikachu. I'm coming, Pikachu. Oh, okay. Well, it was actually closer than expected. Well, that's perfect. I still want to save, so let's do that in case of a crash. Alright, let's look at here first. Pikachu's inside the pub, I can't get it open. Can you hear me, Pikachu? So I can hear you, you don't have to shout. Oh, I'm so glad you're okay. Yeah, more or less, but this thing won't open up. Can you get me out of here? It won't open from the side here. Must be locked. Don't see a Pascal turtle around here by any chance, don't you? I'll take a look. Thanks, Tim. Pretty sure this pod will open if I put the Pascal deer. We saw two numbers written out in Barrel's app. 22122 and 17608. The 17608 didn't work, but try this. One of these ought to open this. Doubt they would reuse the same one twice, right? Yeah, that one worked. Ooh. Still don't have a lot of time,
Pikachu.
but yeah.
Wow,
here we go.
That was intense. But looks like both me and Pikachu are okay.
What a relief.
I gotta say, looks like the party's in full swing.
Believe it or not, it's Murloc.
Yeah, I know. Looks like he's become a Pokemon.
We have to stop him somehow.
I can't imagine Mewtwo losing. But we humans caused this mess. We're the ones who've got to clean it up.
Yeah. What about your body?
I look safe enough in there. Anyway, let's hurry.
You okay?
Yeah.
Is he low on energy because we did have his energy sapped a bit? Feel kind of lovely. It must have been all the energy you drained out of me. Oh no, what about the original Pikachu's concepts? Look, sound. Everything will be fine once we take care of things here. Besides, we've got Mewtwo right over there. Yeah. So all we gotta do is stop Murloc, but how? This is good as mine. All we gotta do is do whatever we can, right? Make Detective tip number 48. Never ever give up. That's a suit, Tim. First, let's stop the machine. Alright, so, this is almost kind of a reference to the movie. I did mention I was a big fan of the Detective Pikachu movie, and in that, the mayor himself actually transfers his mind into Mewtwo, if anybody remembers that. I'm not going to say anything else what happens after that, not spoiled too much, although I might have already spoiled a little bit, but, like, seriously, watch that movie, it's really great. Anyways, this is similar to that, except Murloc is inside Deoxys' body, so Murloc is basically Deoxys. So that's kind of a movie reference, if anybody is saying. Anyways, it's Murloc's body. Looks like he's just sleeping, but he's been fused to a Pokemon, just like Dad. Before, the Tim in the video would actually just straight up pulled off the particular helmet that Mayo was wearing, and that's how Mewtwo became conscious once again.
Well...
Anyways, I guess we better check this if the other one's not coming. Murloc used this machine to fuse himself with Deoxys. If we can stop the energy Murloc extracted from being supplied to the machine, we might be able to reverse the fusion. So how do we do that? What are you asking me for? I got no clue how to stop this thing, but in this situation, I think the simplest thing to do is to cut the power. Come on, Tim.
Tim, if I manage to get my old body back, want us all to
I
live
just
together
realized we
as a
haven't done
family
this in
again.
a while.
With Pikachu too, of course.
Wow. That's probably one that not many people see. There it is, that's Dad's body. He used it just now to extract the energy in you. Hold on, Dad. When all this is over, I'll save you, I swear. Alright. Oh, we have to go to a different spot then. I'm guessing. Oh. This has to be a power supply for the fusion machine. How can we stop this thing? Sorry, Tim, this is way beyond me. But you knew a lot of electricity. Let's use one thing. Why I know anything about a specialized piece of equipment like this? Let's just fiddle around and see what works. Not like we can do anything else. Something useful if we start by pressing around buttons. As long as it doesn't explode or something if I press the wrong one. Pretty sure it won't happen. It doesn't make sense to rig a machine this important with explosives. Time, I'm just gonna go for it. By pushing buttons, Tim, try to deduce how to cut off the power from the machine.
No good.
I didn't cut off the power. Hey, or you gotta do this and I just realized there's like a red marker and something. Let's try blue order. If the blue order goes from 1 to 4, maybe if we do it like this and then cut it. Yeah, that worked.
Perfect.
Alright, all the switches are off. Looks like that shut down the power supply. Dang, Tim. That was a neat trick. So there was blue and red ones, and we had to wait for the blue ones. We basically had to do the ones based off of the number of blue icons we saw on it. In order from 1 to 4, with the number of blue switches indicating what order we actually have to press it in. Simpler than I will say that. I am a bit surprised that was a little bit simpler than expected, but then again, it's not really much puzzles in this game, so I guess they probably didn't want to make it too complicated here. I'm not so sure. Cutting the power doesn't seem to be reversing infusion help. Darn, back to the drawing board. I think we got to fiddle with the fusion machine itself. It's not like I got any better ideas. Come on, Pikachu, the fusion machine. The fusion machine looks even more complicated than a power supply. Yeah, but we still gotta stop it. The only bits of energy Murloc used at fusion. Maybe we can remove those little capsules, but how do we move those capsules in the scene? I know we saw something in Murloc's map about emergency procedures. God, this is the worst possible time to forget. It's not approach death to fate, but I think trial and error is our only option here. I'll see what I can do. Well, you said something about cut the power. So, what do we think if we could pull that cable out? Yeah, we're just gonna have to. Machine's still running. There's gotta be an order to do this. Try poking around some more. It's no good. I can't get the energy capsule off this thing. Honestly, hot damn, we gotta raise the box somehow.
This should be right.
What happens if I push this button? I think that just erased the lock. And then the energy capsule. Yes, I got it up the machine. Well done, Tim. Oh, I guess we did the same thing here.
This should be right.
This button. I think you got it right. Looks like that thing erased the lock.
Yes.
Alright, I got it. There you go, Tim.
Okay.
Managed to remove both energy capsules for a scene. Let's see if that did anything to Murloc.
It didn't work. Nothing's changing.
Maybe removing the excess energy didn't do anything because they're already fused together.
Think, Tim. There has to be another way.
Yeah, there.
Wait a minute.
There has to be another way.
Murloc wrote about the energy in that report of his we uncovered.
That's right. What exactly did Murloc use that energy for again?
Harry and Pikachu's eyes were used to fuse with
That's
the
it.
Deoxys.
If Murloc used that energy to fuse himself with Deoxys, then maybe that's the key to separating them.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What are you going on about?
Murloc and Deoxys are fused together because of that energy. According to the report, the balance of that energy is crucial.
Oh, so we just gotta disrupt that balance.
Yeah, but how do we do that?
No, that's gonna be too much. I don't think we can expose them necessarily. We already mentioned that the machine doesn't get destroyed. I guess, yeah. Oh, okay. I was
No,
thinking
that won't work.
all these
They're
seem
fused
really
together,
confused.
like me and Pikachu. An
Alright.
outside force. Something like that ought to throw him off balance.
Oh, the outside force. Yeah, what about just Exosia and Amoranchi
If we can
since we
somehow
have it?
expose Deoxys to these two energies,
Yeah, that makes sense.
That
That's
excess
actually the
energy
most
will throw off the balance.
Yeah, we did just get
But
that energy.
how do we do that?
Once we figure that out, we can get back at him for throwing me into that pod.
Okay.
Deoxys flying around, the busted fusion machine, and then there's me, the great Detective Pikachu.
Good thing I
What are you
saved
thinking,
when I
Pikachu?
could.
Aha! I think I've got it!
I'm glad it didn't throw me right into the
Bolt
sun.
of brilliance!
Whoa.
I'll jump up from the top of this machine and hit Deoxys with the energy. Oh, how very thoughtful.
Okay.
Time to close this case.
How did she know to give him coffee? I thought it was under someone else's control.
If we take the elevator, I should be able to get over there. Okay,
Maybe
hand
now's
him
the...
over, Tim.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna hide them in his hat like he did before.
There.
Looks like we're ready to go. So, hit it.
Alright. So, we're finally gonna finish this game, huh?
You're sure you can do this?
Alright.
You mean hit Deoxys in midair with 2 capsules of energy? You can't do that. Only I can do this.
Yeah, I know. It's just, isn't there another way?
Come on. Who do you think I am, Tim? In all my cases, I've never given up. I'm the great detective Harry Goodman. We've gathered all the evidence we need. Now all we gotta do is use it to pin down the culprit.
Tim just still looks really sad here, my goodness.
Please be careful.
Just leave this to me.
So I need to probably do a bunch of action scenes now. We're not gonna go through the full thing without doing at least one action
Wait,
scene.
what are they doing? If they unleash those moves, this place will explode! I've gotta hurry.
Oh, Pikachu.
Alright. Yep, here we go.
Okay, let's get this done.
I was about to say, they
Hold
better
up
make
for me.
us. They better make us do some kind of thing. Alright.
insignificant. We did it.
Pikachu!
Well, that was kind of anticlimactic. All that for just mashing the button segment. They definitely nerfed those quite a bit. Before, there was actually some kind of tough wit time events, particularly in the first game.
I used up all my strength. I can't make it. You need to go on without me.
Oh dear.
But
Now what?
Get them to safety. Don't wait up for me.
Hang in there. We're almost out of here.
Even he's back, and Elvis is gonna come in eventually, probably.
Take care of Irene and Sophia. They need you. Tim, you've grown into a fine young man. And one heck of a great detective.
Pikachu. Dad, no! I couldn't save him. Dad or Pikachu.
Tim. What?
Whoa. There's still more. There's no way that puts send fine out there specifically.
Dad!
Tim, hey. Sorry
Wow.
I kept you waiting so long. Easy now. You're gonna break my ribs.
I'm so glad you're okay. Pikachu, too.
Yeah. Little guy's sound asleep.
He really did a great job back there.
Man, that was me, you know.
Half you, maybe.
That's fair.
Come on. Everyone's waiting. Let's go home.
Well, at least I'm
Yeah.
he's. Oh god, he's safe. Alright, well, that's the end of the game. Sorry to cut off the ending part like that and not show it all at once, but again, I had to make sure that I wasn't being ditched here. But yeah, that's the ending of Detective Pikachu Returns. I think we did pretty much as close to 100% as we could, which basically just involved doing all the extra side tasks, which there wasn't much, because this game's more focused on doing detective work in each case than doing other stuff. So in a way, it's a linear game, but yeah, that is what it is. It's a really cool game. I admit I very much still loved it, like the previous game. If there's one thing this game did better, it's emphasizing the actual dad, Harry Goodman, more, actually making him playable, showing his past, and also like adding the way the first game should have ended, reuniting their dad. So I guess I better go into some spoilers now. But if you've played the original game, you know that the original game had a weird twist ending. Yes, we go in to stop the Ryan case, but we don't even see Dad at all. In fact, Harry Goodman is only mentioned for very specific cutscenes. And they even want to show it full for some reason. I don't know why. I think they just wanted to hide it. Hide that secret that we learned a little bit later, but now, all of a sudden, things are different. Now all of a sudden he's a big part of the storyline and part of the reason why we're on that journey. Because after all, the original reason for Tim becoming a detective was to try and save his father. That's right. So the fact that that was more focused really made this game a lot better than its first predecessor. The addition of the side quest and also all the much massive areas to explore, the fact you actually get to explore Rhyme City a lot more than you would normally. In the original, you'll explore very few of it. Just a couple locations. Most of it is just on location, doing very specific stuff in a specific chapter. Albeit, I guess you don't get to go on a cruise ship like you do in that game. But then again, this game has its own good parts, so I think both are very much balanced. I think overall, this game and Detective Pikachu, you should play both of those games to really see what you feel about it. Personally, I think I enjoyed this game a little bit better than the other ones just because this one has a lot more content, and I like the fact that Tim Goodman reunites with Harry Goodman and Lance. I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw it, Andy, I was a little pissed. I kind of wanted to see what happened. Especially when I, watched the movie and then saw Tim actually reunite with his dad. And it kind of made me feel sad. I almost made me feel like that ending to the storyline for me just worked out better than not to say the original ending was bad, it's just I kind of wish. And I guess they probably did that on purpose because they wanted this game to have a sequel, I guess. So yeah. I like these pictures, by the way. We see everything that's been happening with the different Pokemon that we've saved so far. I think there may not be extended sequences that slowly get added. Most of these are the same though. I think some of them might get added depending on if we did all of the extra stuff or not. Do you think the scene will look a little bit different for people who haven't done all the extras? Oh yeah, that's right. Taro's behind bars. Or rather, his Pokemon is behind bars now. So far. Anyway, yeah, I think we did a pretty good job of this game. Now, the question is probably, well, what am I gonna do next? I think I mentioned something about the Switch 2 playthrough setup. Well, I'm gonna make my next playthrough a little bit more of a secret because I have no clue what exactly I want to focus on or what exactly I want to do, but I do have sort of an idea. I will know that it will involve one of my next playthroughs. Someday will probably involve the Switch 2. Of one of the Switch 2 games. I know I mentioned I wanted to do that. So yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Aw, come on, Dad.
Oh yeah, of course we get an ending
Please,
cutscene.
take me on a case. I think I'd make a great detective.
I don't know. You get bored really fast.
What's that got to do with it?
Sophia, you're still young, and detective work is dangerous.
Aww.
Go on, Harry. Tell her what it's like.
Sophia, the thing about being a detective is...
I could take your calls.
Oh, maybe.
Harry!
Pika?
Oh yeah, because he's not anyway, we get to hear the normal Pikachu voice that you guys probably recognize more. Yeah, that's right. Okay, it just loads to this. Okay, so I guess the only other thing we can really do is show off some of the other stuff. So, of course, we could change game settings like background music and some other stuff. We can even make text speed instant if we want. So for speed-on, you'd probably want to put all of this on, as well as have baby text auto-advance. You can even turn on high-speed movement and correct selection indicator. Obviously, I chose not to use these. I wanted to play the game properly, but yeah, that's probably what you would do if you're trying to speedrun the game, or if you get stuck on one part. But I guess the only other thing to really show you the extra thing is, what the heck is story jump mode? I want to select at this and see what this is. Select story stop mode. You can play whichever part of the story seems of interest to you, or see the reproduction of each episode. That you may see spoilers. Do you still like to select this mode? Oh, so this is... Oh, this is straight up the chapter select. Okay, so it shows all 6 major chapters of the game. Well, the prologue, the mystical shell, and we can just go to whatever part we want. So, like, if we selected the most interest... Oh, there's even sections we can play, too. And depending on what we do, we'll fast forward to that particular part. So, let's say we just skip that intro part and go straight to the Pikachu part. Then whenever we select this, we should spawn right in and immediately see the same cutscene we went to just before. So like, this part is considered a chapter, so this is where it goes down. I will say this part is still a big surprise. Found out about it. Probably the most surprising scene ever.
Hello, great detective. I'm here for Pikachu.
Brad, what is all
And I
this?
guess how you would skip the dialogue, yeah, if you just press B, you could just skip the thing entirely. But if we continue on, yeah, it spawns us into the chapter. Okay, so just pressing B lets us on, like I said. So as you can see, we can just jump straight to Pikachu thing. This is actually useful for a few reasons. It could allow you to show off what exactly you can do in specific areas. And from here, you can just play the game whenever you want. I think if you finish off a chapter, you can just go in. And then there's also other things as well. So there's recap. This just shows off all the individual features. So if we finished off specific parts, if we go to recap, it basically shows us what we've already been through. I guess I could have used that for some of my intros. And then there's how to play. This just shows us basic things to do. But anyways, we can either load to a different segment, or if we return to title, we won't see the intro, and then we can just keep going back. And we could basically just go to whatever chapters you want. So basically, story jump mode is more like a hidden chapter select more than anything. So if you for some reason lost your save file, you could just jump straight to whatever chapter you're on. I also like that it lets you select a specific scene too, so like, if for some reason you like, I think they put this in for a very particular purpose. Say you like actually had your Deo get corrupted, and say you made it like here, you can just select this and you'll go straight back to that chapter, which you can then save, by the way, and then you can just continue on from where you left off. Obviously, since that didn't change anything, there's no point in playing it. There were a few other things added to the video game. Unfortunately, as you noticed, there is no amiibo system, another feature that was missing. The original game had an amiibo feature where if you scanned in a very special Detective Pikachu amiibo, which I actually surprisingly got for free because, well, obviously I wanted to get this along with the game, so I ended up getting it for alongside just my natural purchase of Detective Pikachu the original. That's what it came with, and using that would let you basically rewatch those Pika prompts. I thought that they would be in this game as well, so I figured let's see if we could set that up, but it turns out, yeah. I guess it's a good thing I showed them off, because, yeah, that's the only time you're going to see them. But, yeah, the original, if you watched most of the Pika prompts and then you use the amiibo on your complete save file, you can pretty much go and watch whichever one you want. Which is really cool, because some of them are really cool. Anyway. Well, not much else to say. That is the end of Detective Pikachu Returns. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, comment, rate, subscribe, and maybe soon I'll see you next time. Maybe still on the Switch 1, or maybe on the Switch 2, who knows. I'll see you guys later. Bye.